That's checking the balance of it, how many, and it's all not so bad so far, touch wood. Indexing. You gotta get from that oil hole.
Well, just get it away from the oil hole.
Yeah.
So if we move it up to that position so it sits in in there and on there.
Yep.
And then we can measure that. So that's 65.4.
Yep.
The idea is pull this back out. And if it goes to left to right nicely, like that,
Yep.
means the rods are straight and not twisted.
And not twisted, yeah.
Yep.
And that's not so bad, that one?
No, that was good.
Yep.
So we need this on the other side. So turning the whole shit and match around is the same as putting the rod on the other side.
Other side,
yeah. So then we can measure that again. So that's the 65.3.
Yep.
Roughly. And that's only from there to there difference, which is good. That's checking that this one's at the top one, this one's at the bottom.
Yep.
So that's the indexing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not so bad.
That's not so bad.
Yep.
Yeah. So when we put it back together, we have to check that as we go.
Yeah. Do we have to write all these numbers down?
No.
No.
Because I'll check this side and we'll check the other side.
Yep.
As we put it together, we're happy.
Yep. No worries.
But that's the main reason for this rod.
Yep.
Is to make sure that these two are at the top when these two are at the bottom.
Yep.
And check that the rods are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically square.
Yeah. If these were both like that.
Yep.
Or the rods were twisted, or this will go one way but not the other.
Not the other.
Yeah, the chalking gun.
Yep.
Yeah. So we've got a 20mm rod for this one, 18 for the other ones, and 17 for quackers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now the only thing you'd measure was the distances here as you put it together.
Yep.
We'll probably just measure it off the other crank, but we could do that anyway.
I can do that if you want.
Yeah, we can just write it down. And
yeah. I bought a little book to write all that on.
Good, because this is the one that holds it in the cases.
Yep.
So if you push it too far together, this will happen normally.
Yep.
Won't it?
Yep. Yeah, because it's too far over.
Yeah, and the piston won't be in the middle if the
of the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's the stops the thrust. Because all of these just
basically find their own
center. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's how all that goes. What I'll do for a minute.
What size was this, Joe? Like
that diameter.
Yeah. Just measure a bearing, I suppose.
Yeah, you can measure a bearing.
And just a tad over.
Yes. So it is about bearing size, isn't it? Just a smidge over.
Smidge over bearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No worries.
yeah, 72 or something like that. Yeah. I've got some. I might cut them, but I had some spaces that fitted in there for Kawasaki because they're smaller.
Yep.
But no worries.
All right. I'll just stop this, Joe, for a minute.
Yep.
Take that circlip off.
There. I'll firm them up.
Yep. I better put your face on there, Joe. We haven't seen you yet. This is the guru, everybody.
Like I had a haircut, that was a bit scary.
Oh, I only just had a haircut the other day too. I haven't had one for 3 months. The lady had a baby just before us. I thought, geez, I'm going up there. I better clean myself up. And what's that pulley, Joe? That
Yeah, it's a bearing puller.
a proper bearing puller.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's
so-
similar to that
Yep.
style, I think.
And you just get one that suits that size bearing.
Yep.
Basically.
They're a bit of a mouldy fit.
Yep.
We could sometimes you have to press this so we could set it up.
These are all the plates and jigs that Joe's made to do this.
Yeah, so
Yep.
yeah, so if you just want to press it,
Yep.
you set it up like that, and then you gotta make sure the con rods are out of the road.
Make sure the com rods are out of the road. Yep.
And you're supporting the ends of this, because if we had that turned around, it'd just bow the bolt
Okie dokie. Yep.
on it.
Yep.
Find something in it. Anything that would do that. She hasn't got quick traverse.
No, you wouldn't want it either, though, Joe. This sort of work. There she goes. Bingo.
Yeah. I got a bit of rag on the ground, so
Yep. Catch that.
catch everything. We have to go out the back and
Yep.
grind that weld off. So
Okay. Well, we'll stop for now and
Yep.
and I'll do that. What do I do? Which was
Lights working. Well, no.
Oh.
I think
So
we
we're
got the lens on.
good. We won't tell anyone that, Joe.
Crocodile Dundee. God, is that one?
That's the plate that I have to make, and I've got to get that set up just in there through there. As you can see, that's like that. I've ground there off as good as I could, and it's all braced here. There's some inch plate that I'll take measurements and make up and everything.
And we got that cut away one to sort of fit in.
Yep.
Like
And we've
that.
got that there. And later on during the day, or at the end of the day, I'll measure these up and make them.
I've got to centralise that slightly so that this is
Yep.
free. We're not allowed to make it scratch.
So that there, I'll just put that there so we can. That's not bad. There we go. Get under there and hold that, Joe.
Yep.
Righto, I'll just stop this. 1, 2, 3.
And
That's it there. They're all the little jigs Joe's made up.
yeah, this one's angled a bit so the conrod when it's sitting in there,
Yeah.
it's made a little bit bigger so it can come out without touching.
Touching. Okay, so just basically die grind that out a bit.
Yeah, a bit bigger and a bit of an angle.
Yeah, about a 1 mil fall or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we go up like that. Like that. You point the camera.
Yeah, I've got the camera out then, Joe.
I have to do this by myself anyway, so
Oh, righto. Come on this side.
I'm used to that.
Yeah.
Should. It has to be in the middle without touching.
Yep.
And keep checking that all the time.
Yep.
Yes, sometimes there's a problem, and show you.
Oh yeah, porta power.
Yeah. Sometimes we have to put that there
Okay. Yep.
and porta power it so
It doesn't push up.
yeah, because sometimes it doesn't hang on to here properly,
Yep.
and you need to porta power there.
Yep.
So when you push this, it doesn't
Yep, kick it out.
kick crooked.
Yep.
Yeah, this is supporting fairly well just there. But
Well, the one we did before did that.
it kicked a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, that was too because it was pushing on the side.
Side, not up the centre.
Yep.
Yep.
This one will push close to the centre.
Yep.
So we can put most of the load there.
Oh, yep, I'm with you.
But
Yep.
yeah, sometimes you have to put that there because it'll just slip.
Yep. Okay.
So I used to use this for the jig,
Yep.
and it's
Just too thin.
a bit too thin.
Yep.
Can't support as well. So.
Yep.
Okay. Not too big. Oh, not much too long.
Yeah. Now that one, the first one we used, Joe, that had all the cutouts on it, that's just so it misses the shaft.
So it misses the bearing.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. It'll miss a gear that's on a Kawasaki
Yep.
crank for the oil pump. That's
So
all.
it's just basically you just grind bits off it just to miss the shaft, basically.
Yep.
So it don't have to be fancy.
Just checking all the rods are loose.
Get under. I'll turn this off now, Joe.
Yeah.
As I said, I reckon it's original, Joe. Like from '84 when it first came out.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, it's cracked.
see that crack?
Yep.
That's what starts chewing into the
In the comrades.
into the making your brass.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's see it's cracked there
Yeah.
and there,
Yeah.
and then the rollers will run over it
Yep.
and get out.
Yep.
And
Check these oil holes. That one seems okay, Joe.
yeah, beautiful.
Yep, that
Beautiful.
seems okay. We got to it just in time, eh?
Just in time.
Yeah.
See, that could have broken up and got out like Stevie's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. See, the next time in the press, we don't need that one.
Yep. We use the V's.
Yeah, we'll be using
Using the V's.
using those under
there.
Under there.
Yep.
So we just gotta grind these two wells now.
Yep. Okay, I can do that.
Yep.
You know what? Are those V's both the same, Joe?
Yeah, these two are.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, these aren't real strong, so with it all supported like that.
But you can't make them any thicker, can you, Joe? Because they won't fit.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. The only thing you could use would be Bisalloy. That would be stronger.
Stronger.
It's pretty dear though. I reckon I could get my hands on some though. I reckon.
I think that's something special, ain't it?
Yep. I reckon we've used that one just about every time.
Yeah, well, there's three of them look the same, but they aren't.
Okay.
Okay. Notice there's a little bit of a ledge there.
Yep.
That's what I was saying. If you use a bit of stuff when you're putting it back together,
Yep.
so it doesn't get too back close together.
Okay. Yep.
You can go to the floor. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And there's sort of lines there
Yeah.
and scratch marks on there.
Yeah.
And this is where the dirt collects in there. That's what we've got to get in there with a bit of wire
Yep.
later and scratch out.
Mm.
Yeah. So you can put that on anywhere,
Yep.
can't you? Okay,
Now.
that's that middle one. There's no watermarks on it.
So is that good?
Yeah.
Oh, beauty.
Oh, probably, while we're set up, we'll pull this end off.
Yep. Then we've only just got to ratchet the other one off.
Yeah, and then I'll pull that other
Yep.
thing off.
So does that, the guy from rides the bike sponsored by Serco, does he still work there?
No, he's been in the States for a fair while.
Oh, okay.
We use a shorter one of these because that's taller.
Yep. Got that lip on it, eh? Checking the comrods, they're out the way.
You got that tied up so it don't crush us.
Snap the old finger. Geez, I must have ground that one off.
It's tight, that one.
Reason being, Joe?
Right, some of them are tighter.
Yep.
It was getting to the stage where I would normally get the hammer
Yep.
and with a fair bit of load just give that a jar.
Yep.
Because this sort of bends down a bit.
Yep.
The other way would be if you had some threaded rod or something up there to stop this
Stop
bowing.
it from bowing.
Is that creak is because this is
Bending.
bending.
What I'll probably end up doing, Joe, is I'll make a press anyway.
Yep.
I'll just buy one of these.
Yep.
And I'll just build myself a big heavy press
Yeah.
and be done with it.
Okay.
Have a look at that one.
Now, just for see that little eyedropper looking shape thing,
Yeah.
and this one's got the same.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
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 Well, this one's been there and that one's been there.
Yeah.
So if you tried to put this one over here,
Oh, yeah, it won't work.
it'll work, but it'll be the eyedropper thing will be on the wrong side.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you.
So
Yep.
you know that that's off here,
Yep.
and you know that that's off there.
Yep.
Because they're the only other two that are mixed up, and the outside one's got the seal on it.
Yep.
Right. So after we've taken this off, the middle one you can't tell which way
Is which?
is which, except the
The eyedropper.
eyedrop points to the back of the engine.
Yeah.
So you know it was going this way.
Yep.
So it's easy, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, once you realise that,
Yeah.
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 Yep.
So I've seen other companies put them together with
And they're wrong.
all mixed match.
Yeah.
Incidentally, see how this is aluminium?
Yep.
Well, quite a few of them are steel.
Yep.
Uh,
What's better, Joe? Alloy or steel?
you see how that one's steel?
Oh, yep. Yep.
Yeah. Just for some oddity, the diameter of this
Yeah.
is smaller if it's got an aluminium cage. So if that was a little bit worn and you put the outer off an aluminium one on it,
Yep.
it'd think it was new.
Oh, right.
Right.
Is that a job you got to do, that one?
It's, it's before us. there's 2 or 3 before us.
Was. All right, so I grind that off, Joe,
Okay.
again. Oh, no, we rattle that off, don't we?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
This fat one's on the left.
Mm-hmm.
It's the left big one. And the skinny one's on the right.
Uh-huh.
And the middle two are thicker and they've got those lines on them.
Okay, yep.
So that sort of designates these
Left
two.
and right.
These two are the same.
Yep.
But those ones are.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. What I'll do here. So this doesn't get away on us.
Yep.
Doesn't need much pressure,
Yep, just enough to hold it.
just stop it turning around and we can.
Geez, how come there was an Allen key down there to fit there? One of them cheap spanners and
Yeah.
instead of chasing around looking for one.
Prepared earlier. These are Loctited in.
Yep. When you put them back.
And I put them back, yep.
Are you happy with the main bearings at the moment?
Yeah. They've done some work with that.
They can do a bit more.
Yeah. This main bearing will come off as we take the gear off.
Yep.
So. They can go on the ground. Blooper.
Right.
Blooper, there's no threads on this one. We'll have to push behind it with the
With the splitter,
uh,
the bearing puller.
no, we'll do it on this. We'll grip it there and push it off. Because they usually have those shredded.
Yeah. Oh, they've only.
Yeah, see, like this one, you can put the bolt
Yeah.
in there and there.
Well, how come that one you can't, Joe?
Yeah, they didn't make it.
Okay. So that must be an earlier one, that one in your hand, and that's the later ones don't come with them.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen this model. This is the latest model EF1, and they haven't put the threads in there.
Oh, righto.
Okay, so that's
No big deal.
no big deal. It's a blooper. This is a genuine. That's a genuine one there, see?
Yep.
And it's got the threads for
Yep, to do that.
pulling it off.
Yeah, right. Yep.
But I have seen aftermarket ones without the thread, and it's big enough to push. So
Yep.
we'll just have to do that.
Shouldn't bend it or do anything like that crazy by pushing it off.
We could put one of them on it otherwise.
If it didn't knack her up.
Yeah, well, we had to lock it like that to get the screws off anyway. So no real drama. Okay, so we worked out how to tell which is left and right on them.
That one's okay, but this one's a bit funny, eh?
Yeah. Might try and back that
Yep.
way perhaps.
Yep.
Not real confident with it.
Yeah, putting a thinking cap on, mate. That's the
Yeah, the
next
worst,
best thing, isn't it?
at the worst this could
Yeah.
pop up and
We could clamp it. We could always clamp it, like clamp these down.
yeah.
If worst come to worst.
See how badly. Now this bearing here,
Yep.
there's usually words on it.
Yep.
And they're usually at the back.
Okay. Yep.
So
We'll wait and see, eh?
yeah, when we put that on,
Oh, that's
it's going down fine.
fine. Yep. That's not too much drama.
She's down. And you can see there's enough room to weld it under there from
Yep.
the factory.
From the factory. Yep.
Yeah. And they've done that by relieving it
Yep.
and
Milling
both
that
sides
off. Yep.
for balance. And see how there's
Yep. Riding.
writing under there, so we know to put that with the writing down.
Back to the
Yeah.
crank
Yep. Like that
or
one.
flange or what
Yeah, well.
what would you call these?
Yeah, web.
Web.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So I have to go and grind that.
yeah,
off
we have to go
and
and
grind that
grind
off.
that one and grind that one.
Okie dokie. This is Joe just cleaning out the inside of the web with the bearings. You get a lot of gunk and clutch dust and bits of metal and bullshit that gets caught up in there that is a must to be cleaned because it throws the oil into where the cotton rod bearing goes and keeps it lubricated. So it's a must, Adam.
Good.
And just with these webs, all in these here, just in here, behind here, must scrape it all out, get all the crap out of there, make sure it's all clean if we ever have to rebuild it again, because heaps of shit get in there. That's a must. Also, when you're grinding it, you got to take the edges off, bevel the edges off around here. Make sure that's all flat, so if you have to press it, that's all nice and flat. Yeah, so far so good. Okie dokie. That's just part of the jig to balance the cranking when you're checking it and putting it all back together, as you'll see a bit later. And this is part of Joe's shed. Just motorbikes and parts and bits and pieces and stuff. All kick-ass stuff. Bit like my shed, stuff everywhere, but worth a lot more. Anyway, I'll get back to it. There's a hole just in here that we have to drill out, Andy. Let the oil out of there. Just in here where my finger is. Sort of see it there. There's one on the other side. Cool.
Oh, I can't get over this clutch. It's like it's not even being used.
That's chain slack. If you take a picture down the top here,
Oh yeah.
see
Hang on, I'll come around this side. See this on the video camera.
Yeah. And see.
Yeah.
It's
There is a bit of slack there, isn't
a bit of slack there. Well, that's what I was saying. Your pistons, valves are hitting the pistons when the motor stops, it kicks backwards.
Yeah.
With the slack in the tensioner.
Yep.
The valves are catching up with the piston then.
So it's a must to keep a handle on
Oh,
the tension. It's a must.
Yeah, yeah. You can.
I got that shifted, yeah.
Yeah. So,
But one of the cam chain guides
Yeah,
buggered
'cause
in
you-
this one.
Yep.
yeah. So you can go like that when you turn it backwards, especially this one.
Yep.
And you can see how much clearance you got to
Yep.
the piston.
Yep.
And
Plenty.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is a spot where it's worse.
Yep.
So you got to find the worst spot and make sure you got about a mil clearance.
Yep.
And you check the inlet one going backwards, and check the exhaust one going forwards.
Forward. Yep.
Yeah. And then adjust your time and chain 3 times a meeting if you have to. You
Yep.
know, if you're scared.
Yep.
Because the top can fall off the tensioner and everything goes belly up.
Yep.
The tops fell off that one.
Yeah, the top fell off this one. Yeah, you can stall it otherwise, when you switch it off.
What do you mean the top fell off?
Broke the top off. This one's got the top. That's one of the main reasons why I pulling it down anyway.
Yeah, the brake. The
Oh,
brake,
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
the brake, brake off here.
Yep.
Through there.
Yep.
Gotta put one of those APE ones on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're a bit stronger.
I think
Yeah, it'll be-
we mentioned ours.
It'll be a bit like that.
Yeah, that's a homemade.
Yeah, the APA ones are homemade too. They just
Bit
cost more.
fancier.
Well, the 1600 don't. There's no way it's that slow.
It's been
It's been good, eh?
no, it's been good.
I think I've only got standard ones, and I'm pretty sure they look all in pretty good nick. But if when I get home and they're not, when we check it all out, mate, we'll
Yeah,
be
yeah, have another look.
Yeah.
They're only about $90 or something for
Yeah.
new. Anyway, but Yeah. See, this one's got the dirty big bolt. And you
Yeah,
can't-
I've only got the original one.
Yeah, and you can over tighten it.
Oh, okay. Yep. So the original ones are still okay?
We modify the original ones.
Yeah, you might have to run that by me.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you've got it so the spring's tightened up as much as you can get it,
Yep.
so that it'll self-tension, because otherwise it can vibrate and jump.
Yep.
Yeah, jump teeth.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Sit that back on, Joe.
Well, we're going to take the top off first, the bottom off first, or
Take the top off.
Just lift the lid off.
lift the lid. Yeah. So you can just.
So what's the go here, Joe? What are you?
Yeah, it's got the gearbox pin in there just to,
Yep. To line them up.
to get it roughly in the straight section.
Yep.
I'll- This doesn't line it perfectly, it just gives it a rough
A rough. Where it's got to be.
where it's got to be, yeah.
Yep. So if that starts to jar, if that starts to tighten up and you can't spin it, there's something wrong.
Yeah, not much you can do about it, but
No.
yeah, that'll get it within like 20,
Bull's rule.
20 there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you hear it go clunk like it did, you know she's in.
She's in.
You-
So I got a bit of axle,
Oh yeah.
bit of axle blade in there, so that
Yep.
it didn't go too far.
Yeah.
And that leaves a bit of slop,
Yeah.
and we can measure how far it is apart compared to
To the other one.
the other one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay,
The hacksaw blade's a must.
yeah,
Yep.
it's the easiest way to go.
Yeah. Well, that's
Okay, so
very goodly.
swap this over.
Yep.
I've it's a little teardrop.
That's right.
The teardrop faces back on the engine.
Yep. Faces to you.
Yeah, because the oil pressure switch is at the back.
Yep.
And the oil goes in there.
Yep.
So that's the left hand side of the crank. So this is the next one we'll put on, which is the gear, which is on the right hand side of the crank.
Yep. So the teardrop faces to you,
Yeah. Oh, just to the back.
to the back.
To the back of the motor, so you
Yep.
can work out whether you're working on the left side of the crank or the right side of the crank.
Yep.
Basically,
And that's very
I've stuck
important.
a little bit more weld on there, just
Yep. To be on the safe side.
yeah, they twist pretty easy.
Okay.
Standard, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a bit of a look at these rods. And, they look pretty good when I was looking in.
Yep.
In that section.
Yep.
We're putting them back on the same way that they
Okay,
were on the last crank. So
Yep. So in theory, it still should be fine.
yeah, they're happy to turn the
To
same
turn the right way.
turn the same direction
Yep.
as they turn. Show the pin down there. And do a hacksaw
Do the
blade.
hacksaw blade there. Drop them down in there anywhere.
Yep.
Yep. Nice big block.
Yep. Yeah, it'll sort of straighten itself up a little bit as we hit it straight.
Okay.
As you knock it this way and this way, it'll
It'll square itself up.
square itself up this way, and
Yep.
yeah, a bit. This is the idea.
Yep.
That one.
Yeah, geez, that one was a lot better.
That one's nice.
Yep.
Yep.
You're right though, Joe. It's
It gets it fairly close to back
to where it should be.
where it was. Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, so we can put this back in the jig and see how wobbly it is and see what we're going to do about it now.
Yep.
There's someone pushing in.
Yeah. Cheeky bugger.
Shame it's done so much work.
Hey, pardon?
Shame this one's done so much work.
This is Joe's next big project. This big jigger here.
Yeah, you're showing around the shed a bit. One or two.
I'm gonna video you. Yeah, your big. What do you call it?
I'll do
The super cat.
the cat. It is
The cat.
The cat. Yeah, I forgot to do the fig jam yesterday. There was a section on that video I'll have to show you.
Yeah.
I remember last night. The fig jam.
Reason you're doing that, Joe?
Get the grit loose in the mains.
Yeah. Oh, the grit. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one went on nice, and it's looking fairly straight. This one's
A little bit cockeyed.
a little bit crooked.
Yeah.
So we check it there and we check it there as well.
Yep.
We'll turn around so we can see it. If you do it in metric, it looks worse.
Okay.
That's the
Yep.
high spot there, and it's moving about 5.
5. Yeah.
Okay,
5 mil we're talking, aren't we?
there.
Thou, sorry.
Yeah, so if we go out here, says more.
More there. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That means this needs squeezing together.
Okay. The top of it does. The top of the web.
This part,
Yep.
the high parts. So if we push that up, it goes up.
Yep.
So when it's at the highest spot, which is about there,
Yep.
that's too high.
So you squeeze that to bring that down.
Yep, we squeeze that.
Yep.
That'll get that down.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
And this one I'll need hitting this way. The high spots there.
Yep.
So we can say there. It's going to be the high spot.
Yep. So do you fix all this, Joe, before you actually start pressing anything else together, and then weld it up, and then
Yeah, this here you spend
a lot of time on?
however much, 4 hours or whatever you have to spend to get this straight.
Yep.
Yeah, and weld it. And then when you're happy, then you put the next section on.
Yep. And so forth, and do the same.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be the critical part. This is the
Next critical part, and so forth.
Yeah. And if you get that part right, it's easy.
Yep.
I've nearly rubbed off my chalk already.
There you go, mate.
That's
Yep.
by the time you get from there to there, you've forgotten. Where's that big hammer? Just
Yep. The big rubber, a big copper one.
Okay. So support that part.
Yep. That web.
Yeah, support the rod so it can't fall down. This one's got to be out in the breeze.
Yep.
And then we can
Give him a tap.
give him a tap like that.
Yep.
We don't know how hard we need to tap him.
Till we put it in and check it again.
Yep. So I've got it in back to front this time.
Reason being? No reason.
Doesn't matter.
Any old weight goes in.
Yeah.
The jig's the same left or right, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Right, the high spot's there.
Okay.
That means it needs to go out.
Okay. Like the other one.
No, this one needs to
Oh,
come in.
in.
That
That's
one
right.
needs to go out.
Yep.
Okay, so
So you could actually do all that in the jig, in this jig, no?
yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
This one needed to come out.
Yep.
So I'll put. There's a hole there, so
Yep.
the bolt will go in the hole. So if we do something like that.
Okay. Yep.
Tighten this up.
Yep.
Put it back on there. It's still says high, so
Yep.
I need to get serious.
Yep. Need to jack him up real hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you switch the thing for a while. Save it.
Set that up
Like that.
like that.
Like that, and I'll tilt it.
You need longer bolts to line them up because the shorter ones
Yep.
just no good. Yep.
Yeah.
And when you wiggled it back and forward, you just pick the happy medium.
Yeah, to try and get the
Yep.
centre of the screws
Yep. So they line up with that.
so we can get them back in easy.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll
No
put
worries.
we'll put a bit of weight on this, just so that it doesn't spin around while we're tightening the screws up.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And we just have that tight, that'll stop it spinning around.
Spin around. Yep. Okay.
We
I
can,
can turn this off, eh?
yep, we can hook into that.
This bearing,
Yeah, usually the right one goes down, so you
Yep.
can just check when you
Yep.
take it off.
right and goes down. Yep.
Right and goes down.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be pushed on real tight. Just have to
No,
be,
it's just got to
be on there.
got to hit the bum a bit. Alright, so we don't need to do any more of that. Place it just exactly how Joe's done it here. Exactly like that. No other way but that way. So far so good. We've just pressed this web on and we're about to put a bar through the com rods here to line them up and make sure that it's all in line. When Joe comes back, I'll keep filming and you'll see that. Okay.
Okay, so I'll go like that
Yep.
and we measure in there.
Yep.
You can get a picture of how this part sits and that part sits on there.
One there. And one there. Yep. All
Yep.
done, Joe. Yep.
Yeah, and this is 65.2 and a half or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
60. Yeah.
What did we say the old one was?
60. Yeah, it'll be
66.6, wasn't it? Didn't we say?
No, that's the other ones. These are 65 because
Yeah. Stop.
it might be taken over it.
Yeah.
Because it was
That's
playing. Alright.
Like that other one.
Yeah.
2.4 mil.
And then they've actually done that, pull one apart, put it back together, and it was out. And he was putting it back where it was.
Oh yeah. Thinking it was all cool.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Be good.
Too far.
Too far.
Yeah, let's have it back.
Yep.
Okay, I'll show you. See how it's so it's 65.7.
Yep.
Okay.
So the tooth hour over.
Yeah, if we go back this way,
Yep.
measure the other side,
Yep.
so it's like 65 neat.
Yep.
Well, it says so. This side's the short side.
Yep.
So if we twist this anti-clockwise,
Yep.
it'll make this longer.
Yep.
Right.
But only ever so slightly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. We don't have to whack him
As much.
as much.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Probably the other ones are more popular. 65.6.
That side.
Yeah, so it needs more because it's going to be 65.1 or 2
On this side.
on this side. Yeah.
And how close were you? Look at that.
Yep.
True.
It's 3. We're getting closer.
Getting closer. Probably one more thou.
3. Oh, more than 1.
Bit more than one.
10. Or whatever. Okay. Oh, this is metric.
Yep.
So we're on 4, weren't we? We're pretty close then.
Look at that.
Aren't it? Is that right? 65.4.
And the other one was 65.3.
It's a bit stiff. It shouldn't be, but that doesn't matter. Put it on the forward. Oh, 3. So
Bit over.
because you can move 3. Tiniest bit clockwise and
Yeah. Sticking this one on, we've got to make sure when you put them on that these brass washers, they've got a chamfer and they got to face in. So how just there on the inside, goes down, goes on, like I say, and away we go. So far, so good. Looking for that one? No.
this
I
one.
think my pants are going to split by the end of the day, right at the end of the...
Okay. This one won't fit through there, but it'll still give us an indication.
Sort of.
It'll give us an indication.
Okay.
Good.
Where we've got to go.
Yeah, so we're within a mil.
Yeah. Give it a tap here and a tap there.
Yeah.
Okay. The big block, the big alley block.
Still, if we...
Steel, yep. And
We haven't got a lot of things up.
down, Joe. Is that, you want me to see that pin? You happy with the way that is like that? Or do you want to move? Yep.
Something like that.
Okie dokie. Okay.
Now, I'm going to put our
Yep.
thin bit of stuff in there.
That is a must. Never to forget the hacksaw blade. Voila. Pin out.
That's pushed further than...
It should have.
Yeah. I was using the thinner one, but we will go back. It's free, but it's not free enough.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We can do it like we press.
Press them off in the beginning.
Hmm.
Yep. We'll do that. Put the other one on first before we do that.
Yeah, we'll put the other one in. So
Yeah.
you can turn that upside down. And
Yep. Alright. How many thou we moving there? About
2.
yeah.
It's about 2, and I've written it down as there.
Yeah.
It's actually here if you was going
If you're going to move it.
to move anything, because you'd have to hold that and move that one.
Yeah.
So that's but this one was high.
So we still have to clamp that in a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty high there.
Right.
So it could with this one needs moving that way. Up. There. Because if it's high there,
Yeah.
squeezing it could just make this go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if we bent the whole lot, it'd come down.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So
That's
it,
right.
It could have pulled a bit with the weld.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got to look at that.
So which one do you reckon we play with?
I'll have to. I think it was fairly equal. There.
Yeah.
So if we spread this, it would get that down.
Down a bit. That's what we said when we put that one together.
Yeah.
When you said that.
So you can see this one is a bit the same. So.
It's only about 1.5, isn't it? Just under 2 there.
2, yeah. And the high spots there, so that one could spread.
Yeah.
Depending on that one, but that one just needs hitting down anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
Whack that one.
we'll whack that one a bit. We might push it apart a bit,
Yeah.
and I'll give this one a hit there anyway, just for fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down. We can pinch a bit from there to put it there, type of thing. But you must, when you're there, to take but shim that up to. So otherwise the crank will bend either way and the whole thing's no good.
And I've got a blooper here because that can't go down with that there, so I just got to turn a tiny bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because we need all this free, so
Yeah, so it can go down.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you can see, everything's got to be clear here, so this actually can go down. That is a must. So these 2 webs here sit flush, like so. Okay, there we go.
Yep. Nice and free.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Got that. With the L carrying. They're pressed out. So you've got a flat edge and you've got a round edge. So when you put them on, when you put them on, you put the flat bit up, so it doesn't tend to push off, because if you put it the other way around, because it's got a round edge, it's got the tendency to try and push off, which is something Joe just pointed out, which is good to know. See, that's the round edge and that's the flat edge. Now, just about to push this bearing on and have a bit more of a tinker. This out of here, just here, to let the oil into the filter. Block off my hoses, or find one of those. Where as you see, there's nothing here, and the difference you can tell. My EFE has only got the fins, like I say. These earlier ones had the buttons, so that's how we do it. Okie dokie.
So it's only like 3 thou,
Yeah,
but it's at the top.
Yep.
If we was to squeeze that, that'd make this look good.
yep.
So what we've got to see is why it's 3 thou there, just in case we come back here.
You might be able to pinch a bit off there, maybe.
And we'll see if this one's high there. See, that one's 3 thou high there as well.
Yep.
So what we really need to do is
Press all that.
press this one,
Yep.
that'll get this one down, and that'll get that one down at the same time.
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm with you. Yep.
Yeah. And then,
Which is good that they're 3 thou out all over the shop, like, but up top.
yeah, well, it'd be better probably if it was 5 there and 3 here.
Okay.
But that's okay, because we know that's low,
Yep.
and we can spread this to get that back up.
Back up.
Yeah. So yep. Yeah. No,
Okay, okay.
that's good.
Righto. We only work on one side at a time, or we go right across and see what it's all doing.
Well, we can see what the other side's like anyway. And it's sort of close enough we can put our rod through and just
See if it's
see
going
how-
to slide.
See how easy it's going. And
Yeah.
not that we can do anything about it, but so if anything it's high there.
Yeah.
So this one will probably be real high.
It's a nice fit. I know you mean it's not real tight, but it's,
Oh no, it fits. Use it.
it fits. We're all female.
Okay, so we've got 13 there,
Yeah.
and yeah, and 11 there. So this thing is up a little bit,
Yeah.
isn't it? So we could get away with squeezing it a little bit,
Yeah.
couldn't we?
Yeah.
Or if we spread that a little bit, the whole lot would come down, and the 11 it'd come down, and the 13 it'd come down quicker,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? So
But then we're only like one and a half there, so that was good, wasn't it?
yeah,
So wouldn't we push that out of whack then?
this would be marginally worse.
Yeah.
Instead of 1.5, we'd be probably 2 or 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
The other way we could have a go at
Squeezing it.
moving that one a smidge.
Yeah.
Right.
Or whichever way you want to do it, mate. I just thought, like, because that was pretty close.
Yeah.
Why play with that
Yeah.
type of thing? But I don't know. I don't know if that's how you're doing it. Right, yeah, it's up to you, mate. Whatever you think's best.
Well, it says we've got it. Yeah. We've got a thou to play with.
Yep.
We can pull it a thou, so if we pull it to there, it'll
Pick up a bit.
pick up a heap there.
Yeah.
Right?
So we have to press that
Press that
and press that.
and probably press that.
Okay.
I'm thinking. Yeah. Yeah, because we're a thou high there.
Yep.
So if we press it so we're so we're a thou low there, that'll pretty much fix this.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that'll all be just a couple.
Yeah, and these are 3 up. So
Yep.
if we push that, it'll fix this one. Take that one too far, and then when we
Press
spread
that.
because
That'll lift up.
see that one's. Yeah, I'll go back to that one. I'll show you where we have 3. So that one needs widening.
Yep.
Oh, did you see the photograph of seat bases for your model? So that one's 3. So that one's 3 at the same.
At the same
spot.
Same spot.
So this will fix both of them.
Yep.
And then I was just going to prove the point that we need to spread this one because the high spot's at the bottom.
Yep.
See, so if we spread that, that'll put it down,
Down. Yep.
and we spread this, that'll bring it back up again.
Yep.
So we need to spread that one, spread that one, spread this one.
Cool. Basically, spread them all.
Spread them.
Spread them, baby.
I saw a sticker on the back of a ute. Good cowgirls keep their calves together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crank's finished. Just put that 20mm bar through.
And it spins
Spins beautiful.
both ways equal.
Yep. Joe's more than happy with it. I'm ecstatic, so that's it. Boom, boom.
It's heaps of weld on it, so twist it's too bad.
Yep. yeah, too bad. Okay. Put the light on.
Take a picture here
Yep.
and then go up.
Yeah.
Up. So
There you go, Ant.
you can see the sleeve, you can see the sleeve
You can see
everywhere.
this everywhere, mate. You name it, buddy. This
Yeah,
is Joe's little project.
Ferguson tractor sleeves.
Yeah, it's all the big setup. The streeters. The boys build up.
Take a picture of me.
Okay, Ant. This is Joe's 1800 Susie. Still holds the Australian record. Is that right, Joe?
Zoom up here.
There it is. Right there.
163.
There you go, matey.
With the pipes.
Oh, yeah, look at those. They're beautiful.
And go around the other side.
Oh, yeah, look at that. That's what you call a sweet set of pipes. You make them up, Joe?
Yeah. We had a bit of show and tell. See, saw that one?
Oh, a little blower.
Little supercharger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, doozy. This is one bike I'd like to have a ride on, matey. You just crack. Oh, you got the Dyna 2000. Now this pickup hose, Joe, where's that going to?
Oh, you go catch cans, or I've got it goes eventually back into there, and the vacuum.
So you can just take it straight out of there into a catch can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have it into a seal thing, and it goes back into the exhaust.
Because what I'd have to do with mine is where the cap is that fills it, drill a hole type of thing, put a hose in it. So that's another thing we'll do before we take her back out and give her a skid.
I got one over here. 02 model GSX 1400.
Yep. Oh, this is the one that's going to have the 2 litre engine.
No, it's probably 1700.
1700. That's the wheel he just got laced up. And
8 inches.
8 inches. Look at that.
They come around the back.
Look at that for a meaty tyre, for a roadie. Oh yeah, look at that. All bushed up, really grass. Yeah, posh, that's awesome. Yeah. That's one big kick-ass tyre, mate.
When Alex is in that photo, when Alex is riding it.
Yep. There's a heap of clutch baskets, Ant. Straight cut gears. This is endless, mate. There we go. Oh yeah, that's like my Susie wheel.
Yep.
But only about 8 times lighter. Man, that's unreal.
Yeah, 6 1/4 wire.
Yep. Yep. Clutch plates. You got cams everywhere, Ant. Moulds. Moulds for guards, for katanas and front ends and tanks and his sandblast, bead blaster that he made over there.
Actually, Ben made that. The young fella was there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
He swapped me for some
Well, you can't take
machine and
money for
tools.
that one. Yeah, yeah. All disc brakes, seats, motors, parts, cranks, motors, parts.
See the air benches? These actually go up and down with air.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. I'm not utilising it very well, but
Ah, well,
they're doing their things, aren't they?
yeah.
We'll probably take a picture of this. There we go.
Yep. That's a selector drum with what Joe makes his direct drive, or auto,
Yeah, constant drive, rotary.
which I should have got him to do, but we didn't.
Yeah,
And there's
Yeah.
the big secret right there.
yeah, that angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what I should have got him to do, but I didn't, like a silly fella. But anyway.
Yeah.
And these are just all bits and pieces of bloke's gear.
That was going to be me ride bike years ago.
Yeah. Years ago. That's going to be a killer, that one. This is one for you, Andy. This is a booster head.
Yeah, it's just had a 1 mil oversized exhaust valves because the exhaust flows really badly on these, so, and it's had a bit of a lick. We're just welding up some tongues to fit into the exhaust so we can get the channel exhaust out a bit better.
Yeah.
This will be for Steve Ryman's hay shredder.
Yep. Hey, little turb.
Oh yeah.
What is it, a mini turb? Is that what it says?
No,
Oh, no.
IHI.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
What would you put that on?
250 probably.
Copper gaskets?
Yeah, that's special.
Yeah.
See, these are made smaller holes.
Yeah.
No dowels. Dowels
Yeah.
at the front.
So they wouldn't suit mine.
Nah, and these are for huge, like
Yeah, big bore.
yeah,
Hey, I know what
90 mil bore instead of 76.
I know what we can show 'em.
Yeah.
The aluminium ones out of the signs. Yeah, the ones you make.
Yeah. There's two superchargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, they're off the little Toyotas.
Yeah.
Yeah. These.
Yeah.
You can see
Well, there's the standard size, and there's Joe's size.
proto type. About 75 feet of air and about 160 feet of air.
Yeah. Oh, this was for the 2 litre engine, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're going to build.
Yeah.
Going to build a big one.
Cool. Yeah. There's what I want, right in the corner there. One day, Joe's got one.
These buggies.
Yeah.
We got a few.
Trophies everywhere, right and on the walls. Everywhere, right along. As far as the eyeball can see. And that's only some.
Figure if I put
Twin turbo, yep,
yeah, if I put them in like that
yep,
and put this around the back and put that into the turbo.
yep. Well, they're nice and neat and small, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that, Joe?
That's Kieran and Karen. This is 1050cc B Street, and that's the
big girl?
big one on the record run.
Oh, yep.
Oh, you have a look at
More trophies.
Have a look at the lathe. Got the
Yeah.
genuine 54 Triumph
Gearbox.
gearbox. Yeah, front cog, clutch, back cogs in there, same.
Works like a gem.
Yeah.
For deaf people only.
Done some, hey?
One of the loaves. More trophies. Oh yeah, one of those big billet heads. Who made that one, Joe?
Gary Thomas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Big bore. Check the size of those in. They're what you call.
It's standard.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a bit different.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go with this. You put the gudgeon pin through there, clamp it up, and you can tilt it to whatever you want to do the valve
Do
pockets.
your valve cock, yep. Beauty. Absolute beauty.
There you go.
Oh. Must remember to get Joe some aluminium from down home, send it up.
Show you the jig for doing the jig. That's a quacker one. That's a jig one.
Yeah.
I've just milled the bottom off here so you can sit this
Yeah.
on the mill like that, and you can bolt it down. Bolt a standard case on the top, and that makes the base gasket flat.
Yep.
So you can bore the holes in like,
Yeah,
like on this one.
Yeah.
I had to bolt these onto the side
Yep.
to get this flat so I could bore that out.
Yep.
So this is the current model GSX 1400 to go with that really fat wheel you saw in the van.
Yep. You see down here, and that head down there under that there, we went to a place yesterday where they do all this CNC work. They threw them in the bin. And as you can see, this gear here is what you use on the straight cut gears, on the oil pump. And it's worth 50 bucks, Joe was saying, and you got your dogs. And when we put the gearbox back together, Andy, that other spring that Joe sent up, that's where it goes, man. You probably worked that out anyway, but that's where she goes, mate. Actually, where's Pete's motor? Here it is. Just there. There's a perfect example, Ant.
And that's a constant drive as well.
Constant drive. One day we'll get that done, we will. I'll get Joe to make one up and I'll just send him up another one.
Yeah, that's a picture of the straight cut.
Yeah, there's the straight cut gears, which we should have done, but can't do.
Yeah, we already took pictures out the other night. So.
Yep. Oh, now, we'll go around here. These are all the super duper gaskets Joe's going to make. You wouldn't believe this. Have a look at this. Aluminium, mate. Street signs. Aluminium street signs. There you go. Just what people shoot them up and bust them up and knock them over, and the end result turns out.
Yeah, that.
This is the end result, my man. Look at that.
Spacer.
Look at that. The man makes them. Oh, Joe, where's that gear that you made? Here it is.
Yep.
This gear here is a straight cut gear.
That's the factory one.
That's the factory one. Where's the other one? Was it wrapped up?
Yeah, I think I might have it wrapped up.
Yeah, underneath it, Joe. I think that one.
Yep.
That's factory. All right.
Yeah.
Now,
And that.
and see that one there on the right hand side?
Got my initials on it just there.
Joe handmade that. 2 days, 9 hacksaw blades.
2.5 days. Yeah, cut it out with the.
Every single thing. And look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Torture. Love it. Love it. Oh well. Oh, is that the seal off mine?
Yeah, that is yours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unreal.
Good. Yeah, you can
Turn that round.
turn it around to there and just use it like that. But you're probably better off to block this, or even block both and cut a hole
Yeah.
in
Slot it out the bottom.
there. Yeah, just the bottom corner.
Yeah.
So it's suck.
Oh, not right along.
No, just
Just like drill a hole in it.
huge one.
Yeah, huge one. Yeah, and block them off.
Yeah, because it's a bit ordinary forward. So.
Yeah.
Yes, Pete. We forgot his.
I was just about to say, let's go to Coles.
Yeah. Oh, we can have a short one with
Yeah. And this here is one of Joe's oil pickups for the Susies that he actually made. As you can see, there's the gauze for the thingamajigamy. And you can see where it bolts on, and it's just voila, like so. And it just sucks up through here. And see? Pisser, eh? Well, there you go. More motors, more motors. Spare motor identical to mine. Well, Andy, this is exactly what it says, mate. GSX 1500. I've just been for 2 rides on it. First ride was about half an hour. And this thing absolutely hauls ass, man, like you've got no idea. This thing is an absolute gem. I actually offered me shed and Werribee for it, just jokingly. But yeah. Alright, I just put that battery in and it's a bit knackered. And it's telling me it's flat too. Oh, bugger. Anyway, this got a direct kill on the gearbox ant. You just...
This one's first gear.
Yep.
It has to jump out like that.
Yep.
When you've grabbed second.
Yep.
So it's only a tiny bit there.
Yep.
And you can do these without any weld. They're long enough to do.
Yep.
So that's the first gear.
Yep.
The biggest one.
What sort of angle is it? Just have you got a set angle that you check it, or you just
No, the slowest angle you can get with.
with all that?
Yeah.
Slightest angle with all that.
Yep.
Yep.
If it's fairly sharp, it'll still get out of gear just a bit more violently.
Yep.
And so you just have to grind that part.
More so this corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just so that it can get out smoothly.
Smoother. Yeah, I see. Yep.
After the first run, it'll be out. She'll be right.
Yep.
Bits will be in the sump.
Yeah.
Second gear the same, just the tiniest bit on
Just off the top.
off the top. Yep.
Oh yeah, I see. Yep. Basically, mate.
Look at its mate. That's its mate.
Same. Do you have to
Same.
weld them ones?
Yeah, you have to put just a dab of weld all at the bottom of that,
Yep.
and yeah, so it can ramp out.
Yep.
Because the sprocket's here.
Yep.
And this drives this way, and that's what hooks it up.
Yep.
And it'll stay in second gear while you put it into third, and then third, and then it'll walk back and push out.
Push
a gear.
out again.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay. So that's
So
second gear.
Yeah, they're the only two you need to do anything with.
Okay.
That's it. Job's done.
Yep.
Yep. And we took a picture of this, I think, the other day, but
Yep. Have we got a standard one floating around so
Where?
we can compare them?
yeah, we'll do that. But first gear will be there. Neutral will be down there.
Yep.
So you put it into first. When you put it up into second, it'll stay fully in first while it puts it into second.
Yep.
And then first will kick out of gear.
Yep.
And then you put it into third, which is this one, and second will pull out.
Yep.
And then you have to kill it to get it into fourth.
Yeah, with the air shift.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Those two holes
Yeah.
have been welded up there and there.
Yep.
And that's first gear.
Yep.
And that's where first gear goes. And the track's been put in through the hole so you can get neutral.
Yep.
Below first.
Yep.
Yeah. So You can see how far that's cut out, up along there and up along there.
Yep.
And same, you can see in relation to that, how far that's
Yeah, you've cut that
cut
straight
that
out.
Yep.
And just sort of put that more of a point,
Yeah.
whereas that left.
Now this, you can see how this
Yeah.
sort of holds it in the gear properly, and that holds it in the gear properly. We
You
keep it very, very pointed so it can't hold it in the gear
Yeah.
very well.
Yep.
And
So those holes there
Yep.
should be there somewhere.
yeah, you can see the edge
Yeah.
of the edge of the hole.
So what'd you weld them up with?
Oh, you can do it with stick or TIG or MIG.
Yeah.
So long as you don't get it too hot and stop start, it'll
Yeah.
mild
So
steel.
it takes a bit to do it.
Mild steel will do
Like,
it.
takes a bit to build them up.
Yeah, I put a piece of steel in there.
Out of.
Oh, any kind of bit of mild steel, 1/4 inch plate or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as you weld them up.
Yeah, I V that out so you can get some weld in there so it doesn't
Yeah.
fall off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you measure from like here to there and from here to there, you can get the track in the
Where it's got to go.
yeah, in the original spot so you can find neutral.
Yep.
Yeah. There's this thing here.
That's what you said. That's what you were talking about yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a standard one.
Yep. So that's what you have to build up.
Yeah, you braze that up. and
Yep. Just to the tip of that.
Yep.
With a nice
So it looks the same as the others.
bit pointy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the top section there, you put a dip in. That's what will be neutral.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, that's how that'll ratchet back into gear.
Yeah.
And that's how it'll hold it in the new neutral.
That's going, Joe.
Little stuff. That little spring's there, so that if you put it in third gear and you back into the water, it doesn't lock up.
That's second.
That one's actually first gear,
Oh, okay. Righto.
and if it's held in first gear
Yeah.
and you back off the throttle,
That's what it does.
yeah, it comes in and out of gear.
Yeah.
There's 2 springs on here, and your brass bump.
Yep.
Your brass bump, yeah, gets it, put it back into gear, and
Yep.
it just ratchets like that.
Yep. So you can't hurt nothing.
Yeah. So well, same thing with second. It goes like that. So that's what the safety feature is. If it's a yank one, it'll be sitting up higher.
And smash your forks.
Yeah, and if it tries to get out of gear, it just bends the rod, tries to push the drum out of the case.
Yeah.
So it's sort of fairly basic, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's about the be all and end all of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yep. Okay, there's one thing. 'Cause when it's, like I showed you before, when you're in second and you go into third,
Yep.
this one puts you into third, but this has got to move freely, and see how it's starting to pull it out of gear now?
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. It's got to get from second into third without pulling it out of second.
Yep.
Yeah. When you go from third to fourth, it pulls it out of second, but and that'll stop an overshift.
So what's causing it to? What have you done to make it pull it out?
See
That's
that,
just
that angled ramp?
Yep.
Yeah, it's got to go from second, stay in second all the way, and just hit that as it gets fully into third.
Yep.
Because if it hits that first, it won't get it into third properly.
Yep.
Yeah, same. First to second has to have enough clearance to get there.
Yep.
And second to third has to get enough clearance. You can see where it's hit.
Yep.
and it's just one shift only. Okay, now you can get out.
See you later.
The fourth gear track's the same.
Yep. And
Yeah, it's mainly that piece there that you've got to agonise with and to see if it's holding it in gear enough, or
Yeah.
or whether it'll ratchet safely.
Yep.
Yeah, if you have to get off the gas.
That one there. Agonise with. Yep.
There it is this one.
Yep.
Right. So if it was in gear in this one, and you backed off, yeah, the fork can't get out of gear, and it'll push this out and bend
Yeah.
bend everything.
So yeah, you got to sort of, you got to cut that right back.
Yeah, you got
Cut that right back.
yeah where my fingernail goes about there,
Yep.
and then leave that a little tiny bit of that peak,
Yep.
and cut it back here for neutral.
Yep.
And you have to come back to here, along there, and then back down there for neutral.
Yep.
Yeah, so that section has to come along and up there.
Uh-huh. Only have got 4 minutes left.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I need this one here.
yeah,
This jigger here.
that's another one of them.
Yeah.
See with the taper?
Yeah, tapered cone on them.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, little cut-off wheels. Yep.
little cut-off wheels. These for D-cake and are really good.
For D, I'll take smoothing it up.
This cake out of
Yeah.
your port.
I've got one of them already.
Yeah, those sort of sizes for getting it into the neutral, into the groove
Yep.
to do the tracks for the selected fork.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's sort of the range
Yep.
that you need.
That I've got to get.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's about a 5 mil at the biggest, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, that one's 6, the other one's
6.
5 at the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 and 5s.
6
Yeah.
and 5, and tapered for the
Yeah.
back cutting. But yeah, you do most. On the Dyna S, turn the key on. These two ones, the white ones 1 and 4, the black ones 2 and 3, and they go to the coil negative side. So I've clipped the light onto 1 and 4 to pick up earth from the Dyna, and I've clipped it onto the battery plus, so the light will turn on when we put power to the Dyna, which we'll do by shorting that out.
Yep. Nice one.
Right. So that means the coil would be normally on.
Yep.
Yeah, so when we turn the engine around, the magnet on the pickups sees here, it'll actually switch the light off. So just hold the tape check, pin through this all the time. That'll trick 'em.
That'll trick 'em. That'll do it to them all the time.
Probably sold the van, Jared.
Yep, Alex.
Yeah, he's one of his workers.
Yeah, Alex Braxton.
Careful I don't go through your finger.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I'm too greedy. Failed, have I?
Lights on, someone's home.
That's camera action. Okay.
And boom. Right.
It'd be better if that was actually down here, because you need to be able to see the light and see this at the same
So you
time.
can, yeah. I'll just make up a big light, big lot of cable. So you'd have the degree wheel on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw that?
Yep.
Right. Now if you you're going for full advance, right?
Yep.
If you shine your thing in there, see the advance mark?
Yep.
I'll start again. Okay. Our light's on up there.
Yep. And it's on what, Joe? It's on what cylinder?
It's 1 and 4.
Yep.
Now the light's gone off. That's
Right.
that's where I've got it firing there. So it says it's retarded.
Yep.
Right.
So when the light goes off, that's when she's firing.
Yep. That's when it fires. I'll hold this in the full advanced position.
Yep.
And that pretends it's revving.
Yep.
I come around, and as soon as the light goes off, which is there,
Yep.
that's what we've got as full advance.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. And then come around because the light's still back on.
Yep.
Light's off
Lights
now,
off.
and that's what we've got.
Yep. Fire.
But top dead centre's there.
Yep.
So we're halfway between fire and top. And that's so that it doesn't kick back on the starter.
Yep.
Your bike will have the side start, so full advance is fine.
Yep.
Yeah. But if you do the full advance thing, you have your degree wheel on the other side of the motor, and you turn it around till the light went off, and look at your degrees, and adjust this to suit. And we've put a scratch line on there.
Yep.
So
So what's the go with moving? Well, I don't know how good this is going to turn out, but anyway, there's the yacht over there, and just way down yonder there's a big blue ship. Bit hard to see. This is big old bridge over there. We'll probably cross that later. Yeah, we're in some sugar. Fucking massive. But anyway. Yeah, that's it. See, it's a fairly big building. Truck looks a bit small.
ground with it.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm not allowed to touch ground with that.
Okay.
Worked out what we're doing.
There we go. We're on.
So, okay, we're on here.
Yep.
Okay, so the bulb, yeah, the bulb's pretending it's a coil.
Right.
So I've just picked up plus by grabbing it onto the battery
Yeah.
to get into the plus side of this.
Yep.
This is the earth side of that, so that's it, what the bulb's on.
Yep.
Stick this somewhere so we can see it happening. If you haven't got your light on there. Okay. Because you need to be
Yep.
looking in that thing. So turn it round. And just shine it that way a little tiny bit. So you can see the mark.
Yep. Yeah, we've got the mark. Yep.
Okay, and you got the light in focus
Yep.
at the same
Yep.
time?
Yep.
Okay, the light will go off about now. And that's where it's firing.
It's banging now. Yep.
Yeah, it's just fired, and that's on crank up. And top dead centre's there.
Yep.
Right, so if we want to check full advance on this one, it's got the weights. You
Yep.
can see the weights moving.
Yep.
So I'll put this, I've got to hold it in the full advance mark. You can still see the bulb at the bottom.
Yep. That's how mine is, full advance all
Yeah,
the time.
yours is stuck full advance.
Yep.
So that's the scratch mark
Yep.
because the light just went out. We'll go
Yep.
go again, coming round. Light
Bang.
goes out
Yep.
because yours will be just stuck at full advance and
Yep.
you'll turn it around with that scratch mark and the light will go out, won't it?
Yep.
So, but it's
And the degree wheel is set up on the other side
yes,
already. So
Yeah.
pretending we've got a
yeah,
wheel there.
yeah. The degree wheel's set up and you've already found centre off your piston top,
Yep.
and that scratch mark, or you're really looking for 34 to 36
Yep.
degrees.
No less, no more than 36.
No.
No. That's on the peak.
But
No, but for my engine.
yeah, that'll
Yeah,
do.
that'll do.
Yeah, the 36 is a good number.
Yep.
So
So
you've
number
got-
1 and number 4, once we've done all that, we have a look. It's on 36 degrees.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, swap this one over.
So you write that down in the books, 36 degrees. Now we're on
Yep.
2 and 3.
Yeah, we'll put it on the black one. That's 2 and 3. And then we can check whether this one needs its screws loosened and moved around. Yeah.
Right.
So, and for this instant, I have to hold that in that full advance thing. There.
Yep.
Just see what that.
Yep.
See the scratch line.
Oh, 2 and 3. There it is.
It says 2 and 3. It's not really a proper scratch line.
Scratch mark.
That's why you need the degree wheel to see your 36
Yeah.
for that one,
Yeah.
and then you can adjust
Yeah.
this one with those little screws.
Yeah.
And you're
So
right.
you make sure 2 and 3's
36 is
36,
and
if it
1 and 4 is 36.
yeah, and if the light doesn't go off when it's on 36, it means this pickup's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
So
then,
you
and
just
then scratch yourself a line when you're all finished. Scratch yourself a line along there and see. This is where we have it. 36.
36,
What?
engraved 36 on there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can even move it and say that's 34, that's 36, that's 38.
Yeah, and just mark them all.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the easiest way to do it, eh?
It is really.
Yeah. And that's a full safe way, isn't it?
Yeah. We could do the same and watch the spark plugs spark.
Spark.
Yeah.
But that's easier.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're sort of looking there and twisting there and
Yeah. You can hear it.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it. Turn the thing off. We'll do it. Hook up.
We'll
and
do it.
Coming out of the coil.
Yeah.
2 for the inside, two for the outside too.
Yeah.
And they want to spark across to each other. They don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm putting 4 plugs here so they can all spark to ground and to get to each other.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to go to the spark plug because the motor will start.
Start. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So when I turn the key on, if I turn the key off, no, they all spark.
Yeah.
Key off,
Yeah.
key off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So they're all on and the coils are cooking and hot.
Yep.
And
They're on.
that's happening.
That's
Yep,
happening.
That's happening. So you hear that spark, and then you'll hear that
Yep.
that one spark.
Yep.
Yeah. So same thing if you was looking in there
Yep. For the light.
for the light.
Yep. And as it turns around, you're coming. Bang.
Bang, and you hear the spark.
Yeah.
And that's the same as the light.
Yeah.
And it's just as easy, but you could have a grass fire.
Yeah. I like the light more because it's in your face.
Very in your face.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. This is not bad. You can hear it.
Yep.
You can be shining a torch there and
Yeah.
just hear it. If you're at the track, something's going wrong.
Yeah.
You can turn it around and hear it, but
Yeah.
so long as you haven't got a petrol getting around you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's good. We're on. There's Pete Everett pulling his valves out of his ace streeter.
See how that one's
Yeah.
could either be mushroomed at the top of it
Yep.
from the rocker flogging it.
Yep.
That's why I want to put those lash caps on it.
On it. Yep. Stop all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think it's you turn it like that. It's not bent.
Not
See.
too serious.
No, it could have a slight bend, but I don't know. We can check all that anyway.
Yeah.
But
Soon
I
as-
would say it's by having a look at there. Yeah, you don't need much, eh?
Yeah.
For it not to come through. So we just got to get
Clean
a
'em
file
up.
around there.
Yeah. So you don't get the seal,
That
eh?
one, yeah. Well, they're bronze guides too. I don't want to get
scratch it through and gouge it, and then it'll
Yeah.
be there forever, won't it?
That's right. So there's only those two. That one doesn't look bad, but that's what I'd say it is.
Yep.
That's why the good thing about them caps, see.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
when
they're
I put
good,
them on
aren't
this, it just saves your valve. All the freaking time.
Reason you tapped it then?
Just to break it away from the collets.
Oh, okay, just, yeah.
It just makes it
Instead
easier.
of,
Sometimes they get a bit stuck there, and you
yeah. So just
just
ever
give
so
it a
slightly tap.
tap. Yeah.
Magnetic screwdriver.
Which sometimes works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Bingo. Number one.
Oh yeah.
He's down a fair way.
The other bastard falls down there.
I remember doing my Honda 4 with an old mate of mine, and we didn't have any of this fancy stuff, and we just made a tube with a handle and put all our body weight on it. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked, but it wasn't as flash as this. We're talking the old Honda 4 here, but it did work. Had a bruise on my chest when I put a lot of
I
weight
bet
on
you
it.
did.
Yeah. But it's still one piece today. It's still going good. Might have to put it on the market, I think.
Go on the floor.
Yeah. Finance of 1,500. There you go. Yep. It's just about nailed it.
Slip
Nah,
back down.
too far.
There you go. See?
Voila.
2 hands makes light.
Light work.
Is that what they say? Yeah.
Yep. Many hands make light
That's
work.
it. That's what I'm trying to say.
This is the
springs, R&D race springs.
Yep.
Beauties.
Beauties.
Yeah, it is, mate.
Big dollar ones.
Yeah, they're worth a bit.
This engine here is one Joe built a long time ago. And Pete's our owner now, and we're going to freshen up so Pete can try and steal his record.
It all sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good in theory. I think he's in with a good chance to it.
Yeah, I'll turn that upside
Turn
down.
upside down.
No, don't get these mixed up. Yes, it's that one. So we got that.
One is up and there's a rocker. You can just stick a rocker and stick our cans back in and it'll go fine. Ooh, too full, boss.
Too full, boss?
This one's actually around a little, quite a bit further, is it? Oh no, you were pretty right, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, because that's the hole, that's the hole.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm just rolling them back to...
Good, going good. You need to put it in the cases.
check it.
Yeah, change gears, look at it,
Yep.
take it back out, grind
Yep.
it, put it back in the cases. You'll need it in and out the cases about 15 times.
Yep. That's cool.
With a gut feeling that it's right, then you're happy.
Yeah, no, that's cool, mate. I got a case there.
Well, a bit of home and here to there, and here to there, and that'll give you an idea where to start your angle from.
Yep.
But before you do any of that, let's see if I can see. I don't think I've got one.
Just do what you've done to my box now.
Yeah, you got to measure that.
Yep.
Yeah, top and bottom. You get your back cut first, because you're going to put a little bit of weld on it, and then you'll be measuring how far back the angle comes.
Yep.
You see, third gear will be just back cut only.
Yep.
And this first gear one, back cut only on the drive side.
Yep.
And
Back cut on the drive side only.
on the drive side only.
Yeah.
Yep. And the big cog goes this way. The sprocket's out there. The bike's going that way.
Yep.
And it'll hit here and push the. So that's the drive side.
Yep.
So this is the angle side. So you can actually angle that off it enough without actually welding it because it's longer.
Yeah.
See, this side's a bit short.
Shorter. Yeah.
This side is back cut only.
Yep.
And it's the second gear. That set there is the ones that have the angle.
Yep.
Closest the sprocket.
Yep.
So the one that goes in the middle, no angle.
No angle.
Mm.
Just back cut.
Yes.
Yes. Very goodly.
Yeah, so if you study which side of the cog drives,
Yep.
and why,
Yep.
before you go on. And,
Yep. Go in there.
yeah, the D shape of this is so that this needs to be fairly aggressive because it's where it comes out and touches on the rocker is the furthest possible way away from the pivot point.
Yep.
So it needs to move it fast, and when it gets around now, it's pushing on the pad close to the pivot point. So it all happens really quick because of the distance between the pivot point and where it's touching. You see, so even though it's got this massive flat D shape, it ends up on a symmetrical on a graph. Mm. So this must be a smaller base circle than what you've got because we've got a bit of tappet clearance.
Is that what you want?
Oh, not that much.
No. Yeah. But see how close we are there. We'll just sit a collet on there. That's like hitting, and that's like down there. And if we need to set the tappets, but if you look through there with your light, see the daylight we've got.
Yep.
The safety margin.
Yeah. Oodles.
Well, there won't be because when we adjust the tablets, we'll have half of that amount.
Okay.
So the small.
But that's so we'll adjust the tablet there to suit anyway, and that
So those cams are all right.
that'll just fit. Oh. Yeah, what we've got to do now is we've got to check the height of the spring, put it in the vise and see whether it squashes totally or whether it'll still fit. See,
What do you reckon, Wayne? Should top end a bit better, you think?
this needs to be
For
small.
clearance, you know.
Yeah.
So, 1 out of 2 is not bad.
Yeah, the other one was smaller than yours, and this one's bigger than yours in that department. Mm. Okay, at the worst, because it's higher. I just checked this on that one anyway. Probably should check it with one of the exhaust collets, but that's the other option we've got. Yeah, it's got got it. It's got ample
Yeah.
clearance there. Right. So it'll turn around. But
That's a
Sarah,
good thing.
they will put one of them exhaust collets away. Or what did I do with them? Did they all end up?
I've taped them in here properly, eh?
Well, I had a couple out, but I don't know whether we had them all out.
There must be a couple still here.